Hello. Hello, hello. Right, so Gary G has asked two questions. I've just done one about pornography, and this one he says about euthanasia. Short and sweet, but what's your thoughts on euthanasia? Gary, I'm all for it. 100% I'm for it. However, we have to be very, very careful. Very careful. How easy would it be to have somebody who's elderly, perhaps somebody who's you know, they've got mental issues in some way, or perhaps somebody with dementia or whatever. How easy would it be to promote that idea in their head, or to get them to sign, yeah, I'm quite happy, you know, send me off to the clinic now, whatever. Same as wills and stuff, isn't it, really? You know, we've heard over the years, there's been a lot of things about wills. People have been murdered because they've got money, and then the will has been changed and all the rest of it. So, although I am for it, I'm 100% for euthanasia. I think it's fantastic. I really do. I had to put my dog down, different thing, but I had to put my dog down many years ago. And although it was heartbreaking, when you find yourself in that position, it's the most loving thing. It's the kindest final act that you can do for your pet. It takes so much energy to do that, and kind thoughts and all the rest of it. It's virtually impossible, but we all have to go through it. If you've got a pet, you know they're only going to live X amount of years. And it's the same as people, really. You know, I mean, you wouldn't want your pet suffering, and to see a loved one suffer, particularly if a loved one is in terrible pain, if they're in mental turmoil, who wants to see somebody suffer? So I think in those cases, those situations, then yeah, euthanasia is, I personally think, it's a good thing. You know, I wouldn't want to live being in terrible, constant pain or in mental turmoil. I wouldn't want to live that. Well, it's not living, is it? It's existing. But existing on what level? If you know you can never get better, and that's an option, then yeah, I'm all for it. So short and sweet, that one. I've got nothing more to say about it, really. I just think that if you're in your right, sane mind, I mean, how would it be done? I presume, if I ever come to that stage, I would like maybe my doctor, who knows me, to be there, a family member, and a good friend. So you would choose maybe 3 people. It could be 4 or 5 or 10, whatever. But I mean, if you have 3 separate people and they all agreed that that was the best decision for you, you've decided it yourself. You're in a sane mind enough to decide it yourself. And then they agree, all 3 separately agree, then yeah, go for it. And I just think that would stop any sort of wrongdoing, because people will kill for money. Money is the root of all evil, and you know, of course they will. So yeah, it needs something in place before it's done. I did watch a long time ago. I watched something. Dignitas. I watched there's a clinic in, I think it's Switzerland, I'm not sure, called Dignitas, and they do that. And there was a woman, I don't know what she was suffering from, and she had to drink this little tiny drink, and it was very bitter, and she had chocolate after it and all the rest of it, and she just slowly fell asleep, and that was it. And you know, she just faded away and she died. And that's what she wanted. But I do remember in there, the woman who was running the clinic said to her, you know, she got the potion and she said, right, are you so-and-so, so-and-so? And the woman said, yes, I am, because mistakes can be made. Do you agree that once you've drunk this, you will die? And she said, yeah. And she said, are you happy to drink this knowing that you will die? She said, yes. And she said, when you're ready then. And the woman just drunk it down. And I'd say she ate a couple of bits of chocolate. And then she said, oh, I feel tired. And said, well, just rest, just lay down. And she was laid down anyway, but I mean, put your head back. And she put her head back and she just gently drifted off. And it was beautiful and peaceful, I think. Not the way some people die. Obviously I saw my mum die, and I was there for days, and my mum she was in a lot of pain, although they did get that just about right towards the very, very end. But she was in mental turmoil, my mum, and it was horrible to see. She kept very nearly closing her eyes, then suddenly jumping and waking up and looking around and thinking, my God, am I alive? And I mean, I won't go into all that because I know that I've discussed that in other videos, but there was lots that went on over a number of days, and it was absolutely awful for me to watch, and I'm sure everybody else that was there. It was absolutely awful. It's like a living nightmare, you know, living for me, nightmare. So that was awful. But I think had my mum had a choice to flick a switch or whatever, she would have just done it, you know. And I'm exactly the same. I have said in videos before that my death will be a suicide, and I don't mean that in a stupid melodramatic way. If I'm capable, my death will be a suicide, because I will reach the end as I see it, when I'm a certain age, or certain things happen to me, diseases, etc., etc., and I will have had enough of living this life, and that is how I will go out. I will go out with suicide. I won't just hang on and hang on and hang on, and, you know, spend how many years in a nursing home, perhaps be doubly incontinent, not being able to speak or hear, just laid there being fed drugs and a little bit of food. You know, I think if you could ask people what they want a quick, easy exit when they know they've had enough. So euthanasia gets the thumbs up, really, from me. Thank you very much, Gary G. Quite an interesting little topic there. Take care and be well. Ta-ra.